This is part 2 of Beau's rehab journey. What's happening right here is one of the hardest lessons for a rider to learn. Too much pressure caused Beau to take off, and no release gave him a reason to keep bucking.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Sometimes he just refuses to lead forward when we catch him, so I just want to time it so where as soon as the rope comes tight, I can use the stick to tap him a little bit and just get him to understand that tap now. We get more and more respect from the tap. You see he flinched and jumped a little bit. That was just from the very light tap pressure. And that's where I want him. The reason he responds to such a light tap is because he respects the taps and understands them. Right there he's late, so I'm going to tap him. This time I'm going to hold on longer because it's that later release, gives me that bigger scoot, is what makes him respond earlier. So just releasing him the same all the time is not going to build sensitivity. It's going to give him something to measure. And once he starts measuring the release, that's what makes him more sensitive. As long as I make sure that I'm working in a pattern, so each time I find he's late, see that time he wasn't late, he stayed with me. See, all I'm watching is that rope, the boundary of the rope. If it comes tight, I'm going to increase the rein like that, and I'm going to hold it right there because it came tight. So even when he speeds up, I'm not going to let him have release. I'm going to start my taps really light and keep building the taps until he scoots a little bit. There. And when he speeds up, then let him go for that. So I want you to think about my pressure as just slowly building, you know, and it's going to be on an angle. If that's flat pressure, my pressure is about like that, right? My pressure is slowly building at that trajectory so that he can feel it's building, but he's got time to think and make decisions. Here's a prep. Start that pull. You can see he's coming just before it comes tight. Oh, there it comes tight. I'm going to hold on to it. Hold on to it, and I'll start my first tap. Hang on to that pressure. Because it's my responsibility not to give him a release as much as it is my responsibility to give him the release. So I'm giving him that release strategically when I keep building. Keep building. He's got to go a little faster. Keep building, a little faster. Keep building, and then let him go. And then bring him back in and let him go. Let him chew that over. Because that whole time he was thinking, you know, that whole session right there was a command. A command had a prep, a build of pressure, followed by the taps when he was strategically late, and a timed release. So here's the prep. I'm just looking for that line to stay slack so it never does come tight, just like that. So he follows me around, and as long as he keeps that slack in the line, he just walks around there nice and slow. So that's what he's measuring, is if he stays in front of that line, that's the conversation. It's not about leading forward. It's not about crossing over. It's about keeping slack in that line, and he'll figure out how to do that the easiest way he can. Slack in the line. Slack in the line. So after he's had some time where he's got slack in it, I can strategically touch and tap and let go. Touch, tap, and let go. Go to touch, tap, and let go. Touch, tap, and let go. Touch, and let go. So you see, I'm not tapping him every time. He's telling me when he needs that tap. But all I'm doing right here is just, it's not a lunge, so to speak. To me, a lunge is a push with him staying off the boundaries of the line. That would be lunging him. What I'm doing is having him pull, follow the feel of a pull, and using the tap of my stick to catch him up to that pull. Because once he stays ahead of this line, pushing him to lunge him will be real easy. Touch, build the tap till he scoots. Let him chew that over and turn off. You can hear him go. It's real important to turn off so that I can turn on and start another one. So I let him wait, make sure he shows me that he demonstrates a wait. And then right when the line comes tight is when my first tap comes on. And I just hold that tap till I get that scoot. Let him chew that over again. And if he don't, I'll just give him a prep. I can see right away he's not really bothered by it. Touch and tap a little bit more. So I just turned it up right there. he's getting heavy on my hand right there. So now I'm turning it up a little bit, strategic. But because I went so slow in the beginning, by turning up the energy right there, it gave me that opportunity to show him that why things got to be more work. That's all I'm working on. His instinct to conserve energy. So now when I follow that feel, there, see now now it's going to be way less, right? When I give him 3 opportunities to follow that feel and he didn't take it, so each time the release was later, so he had to scoop bigger. That time it was early, so he realized that the release was way early. So he understands as long as there's slack in that line like that, that's all I'm going to ask him to do is walk. And if I don't feel that line come tight, I'm never going to tap him. So that's teaching him to come forward, using my taps strategically to keep him off the contact. Here we go. And slow down and stop. And if I back up, get out of my way. If I turn, line up, go forward with me, stop with me, back up with me, and turn with me. Start that again. Go forward, stop, turn, and make him hurry a little bit. Too far. Go back the other way. Hurry a little bit. Go forward, stop, turn, go forward, turn. So now I'm teaching him I'm just taking away some of the stops. Before it was very robotic. Go forward, stop, pause, turn, pause. Now I'm going forward, stepping to the right and rotating. So he steps around me. That's to teach my horse to always yield to me. If I'm leading him on this side, and they always teach you in Pony Club to, when you're leading your horse here, to have him on a short line and only turn into him. Never turn this way because the horse will shortcut the distance. When I turn this way, he's going to come across and step on my heels because he don't respect me. So you can see when I teach him, I'm teaching him to go out around me and then come forward. And if I stop and I turn and want to walk through him, get out of my way. And I'm just going to come over here and stop and turn. Just go a little ways further and turn into there. So I'm starting to get that yield to him going that direction too. So to the right, it's going to look like this. I step over, have him come away from the pull. So he's got to yield to the pull this way. And then this way, when I turn into him, he's got to yield to the push. Push, get away from the push, step away from me. So he's always yielding to my legs. If my leg steps to him, step away, right? So you can see when my leg steps this way, step away, step away. So he's always yielding to me. And it's just something you can teach him. It just goes on the lines of having them really follow a feel of the rope. Just keep giving him that opportunity to find the end game. When I put his head down, I go to love on him, I don't want that, right? So this is like putting his head down, so no, come here. See the timing when I go, no, right here. See, and it got stronger. And then we stay there, I mean it. Like now, mean it, and then go reach for him. That's better. So it stays longer and then let go. And again, no, don't do that. And he's got to trust that everything I do is not something, right? Whether it's an ear, no. See, I just grab for the ear. It's how you have all your conversations. And You know what? The ear is not the issue. It's the thought that I'm working on. Don't do that. See, now I'm starting to ramp it up, and we're going to start backing up for that, so that the correction is never mundane. There, no, don't. So now that's better. No, don't. There, that's better. See, so it's a matter of everything I do has a level of pressure and release to it. There, boy. Because he had a thing with that ear. When you walk up to catch him on day one, that ear, the first time I had you catch him, he'd fold this ear out sideways. Don't. Don't. Boy. Because if you got a soft movement and the horse has a perspective that you can move him forever, you can motivate him to do anything. Wiggle your way up there. Wiggle your way up there. Good. Throw your leg over. You know, just climb off and hop down off that side and then bring your rope over on this other side and jump on from this other side. I just wanted you to climb on like that. So the end game here is that you can jump on him bareback.
Right.
You know, because if he'll let you jump on him bareback, he should let you jump on him now in a saddle, right? Or climb on him with a saddle.
Like that spooky stuff from the other day.
Right.
Should I switch the halter?
Yeah, I'd switch it so it comes from this other side, and because then this side you're jumping on, if he moves, you got to have the halter on this side. And then you'll have to jump a little bit, but go quicker. Go as soon as you think he'll let you, jump up there. And if he don't, just keep jumping until he does. Jump down and do it higher. There you go. Nice. Swing this other leg up on his rump. There you go. Nice. Now just put his head down and don't let him back out of it. Then there, nice and gentle, forward. There you go. Nice. Stop right there. There you go. So if he only backs up one step, I only do one step down or forward.
Okay.
Now just put him down a little bit more and then love on him. There you go. Just slow. Just rest your hand on there. Now you're getting that. Like move your hand really slow on him like that. There you go. That's what loving is, right? If you pat him, they don't like that. If you rub him fast, they don't like that. It turns them on.
Just like how their mother used to put the mudgeon with their nose, eh?
Just slow, and you can just, our energy will turn them off if we just rest our hand there and don't move it. And just think, you know, quiet, slow thoughts, or just your hand resting on the middle of their neck. Just put it in one spot and hold it there, underneath his mane, and just rest it right on the bulge of his neck, and just right there. Hold it and just be still and just think it. Just watch his eye. There. See how he softened it and started chewing? So try not to ever be late or early for that foot. Like don't release just because he moved, because he's moving a foot, but not that foot.
Right.
Now if you really hone in your focus and don't release until he gives you that foot, you'll correct that long term. Because right now, he knows that he knows you want him to come to the fence, because he showed us that the very first lift, he come all the way to the fence except for that one step he needs to make with that left hind foot. Right? So he showed us from the past, that's where he's at today. That's how you take the training that we've done in the past and make it perfect today.
Okay.
And build on that tomorrow. Because you don't want to be battling with that foot every day.
Right.
If you do, that tells you that you're staying in the communication side of things too long, not in the motivating side of things, right?
Right.
He needs to be motivated. He understands he needs more motivation. How do you motivate him?
Tap.
That's the start of it. But why does the tap generate more motivation?
Because he's pulling on the... Wait, say that again?
Why does the tap generate motivation?
Tap generates motivation. That's a hard one to,
because he goes faster.
because he goes faster.
Right? So
okay.
he knows the difference between lifting. Like if you lift your rein and he's got 4 seconds to respond, but at 4 seconds you touch the rein, make contact, and tap him. Once you tap, the release is no longer for just movement. You get speed out of him. Try to
Right.
make that consistent across the board.
Bigger releases for faster he goes.
Bigger, yeah. Well, yeah, that's true too. But he learns that the later he responds, the bigger he has to move.
Okay.
Right? Because if he lifts that hind leg before you tap him, that's the day you don't got to work on this anymore.
Okay.
But if he takes you to 4 seconds and moves any foot but that hind one, when that hind leg is that far away, because his left front is 3 inches from the panel. His left hind is 2 feet away from the panel. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You need it to be equal. 3 inches both, or 6 inches both,
Right.
right? But it's got to be, he's got to get that hind end over there as the point.
Okay.
Okay. Now just pick up on him. When he's late, tap him, but when he moves, tap him harder. And when he moves away, tap him harder. So he's going to move away and then back. As soon as you make contact, tap. Start your tap slightly. Keep tapping. Keep tapping. Keep tapping harder. Even if he comes towards you, don't release. Keep tapping harder till he goes away. Keep tapping harder till he goes away. Keep tapping harder till he goes away. Harder. Now keep tapping till he comes back. Keep tapping till he comes. Now release. There you go. Now bring it back. So that was a late release. Now look how tight he is. Do it again. Get that hind end over there. Start your taps up. There. Get that hind end over there again. Keep going. And release. There you go. Now drop the rein and let him chew that over. That was big. So what we did right there goes against the grain of every horsemanship phrase you've ever heard in your life. Pressure and release is how you teach, but you need to understand how a horse thinks in order to use pressure and release in the correct format in order to teach what you're trying to teach. That was a mouthful, but right? You delayed the release by not releasing for the correct response. You made him go right, wrong, and then a bigger release. So that late release is why you're going to get that long term. So you're going to get the right response every time versus just babysitting him and micromanaging him to try to get what you want. Like I find that's typically what we do when we don't know how a horse thinks. Get that handle down there. So you'll start figuring that out, right? Where you get that whip first. So the whip and the measurements are the first two things you want to grab. Shorten up that rope more. In your left hand, there you go. Nice. Now let go of everything. Let go of everything with your left hand. Now pick your right hand up, because you don't always hold on with your left hand, right? You got to get out of that. Now you got to grab that left hand. He's going to take off with you. If you wouldn't have grabbed him right there, you was going for a ride.
Yeah, I felt his back end go.
Okay, now
there.
get after him more. Get that night latch with your other hand. With your other hand. Okay, get the horn then. Sorry, I thought your night latch was on that side. Now you're going to have to open up a little can of whoop ass on him right now.
Okay. Right now? Like,
Right now. You got to get that out of him. You got to move him like you're not afraid of him. There you go. But make sure you're releasing. You're not releasing. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. You all right?
yeah, I'm good.
What happened right there is one of the hardest lessons for a rider to learn. And I learned it myself when I was 8 years old, on my second ride on Mooney when he bolted. The harder I pulled, the faster he ran. But when I finally let go of him, he quit running. That lesson has stuck with me my whole life. When things go wrong, our survival instincts tell us to grab and hold on. I don't blame the rider for that. That's exactly why I believe it's our responsibility to prepare the horse for the human. What I'm doing with Beau now is send while tied under fear. The fear isn't the problem. I'm using the flag to bring his flight instinct up while he's restrained, so he has an opportunity to learn that he can't pull through the boundary. I want him to hit that restraint and discover the answer for himself. He can move his feet, but pulling through that pressure isn't the answer. Through repetition, his instinct to conserve energy eventually becomes stronger than his instinct to escape. That's a lesson we didn't have enough time to properly finish when we originally started Beau. And after what just happened, I want this lesson solid before we go any farther. I tell the whole story of Mooney and what he taught me in my book, The Horse I Never Knew. That little horse started teaching me these lessons when I was 8 years old, and I'm still using them today.
He's got to move, eh? See that locked up? Is that him is not yielding to a restraint pressure? There we go. Got to build it so he moves. And really take it away. So all he's got to do is move. So he's got to understand the boundaries of that rope. When he's being asked to do something he don't want to do, get over there to that front leg, buddy. There we go. See, he knows when he locked up, and if you quit when he locks up with that front leg and you're not able to get that, that's a feather in his cap. That's one for the home team. That looks really good. That looks really good. See, I'm able to move him all the way around there. Just so you can see, I've got him wrapped a lot so I can hold him, but I can let him go if he gets in a bind. Is this when I grabbed him? This is when I was on the ground at Liberty and I grabbed him here. I could feel how much fight he had there.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's a deworming problem, you know, that you're working on, a bridling issue, anything that caused him to rip his head away from you, people think that's a specific problem. They don't realize the problem that creates. And it's not bridling him, it's not deworming, that's not the problem. The real problem is he bolts away from you out on the trail, right? Because when he can take his head away from you like that and you can't control his head, you can't control his head. And if you can't control his head by deworming him or bridling him, you can't control his head with a bridle. And if he can't be controlled under fearful situations, then you're one lightning strike or one grouse flying up or a moose standing up away from him running off for home or bucking you off. They can be bad to bridle and still not have that bolting. If you're going to solve a bolting horse, you got to get to the root of all them problems or you're never going to solve the bolt. You think the bolt is solved, but it's not. We just haven't pushed these buttons enough to find it. But this is pushing these buttons under the right emotion. So now I'm going to have you just take him out there and go put his head down and get him to where you can do head to the ground, nose around, and he'll honor that. And he'll quit. But if he hits your hand, when he hits your hand, you pull more, and then he's going to panic and rip it away from you. That's what he did when he bucked you off. Mm-hmm. That's all it is. And I just want this on video so you could just rerun that in your mind. And don't beat yourself up for that, because that's the journey. It's a hard one to grit. And I'm telling you, it's a survival instinct is why, right?
Exactly it. All right, bend, okay. Send.
Bend him around there enough just to get him on the rail and get him into a trot.
Okay.
We're gonna get him into a trot so he don't think about running off with you no more. There, now drop it and go. Up into a trot, looser rein. More rein. Hang some slack out, pull some slack out. More. There you go, now trot. This is when you got to trust the process. So if it's our idea to push him around there, just like Liberty work. He won't run off when it's you pushing him. And then it's you slowing down. Push him, push him. So you're going to bring him down when you're ready to. Tap him a little bit. You're going to bring him down when it's your idea, and it's going to be from slowing down, not from picking up on the rein. Yeah, good job. Easy on your hand. Give back to him. No, don't. You're not done yet.
Oh.
When he gets tight, you got to keep circling, bud. You got to keep circling until you get shorten up. You got to keep circling until he melts that head around. Melts. There. More. Get the nose in now. Nose. There. There. Off the contact. Off the Oh, get. There you go. And then when you see that melt in the nose, let the leg go. Then get the nose like that. Hold for 4 and then throw it away fast. There. All of it. All of it. All of it. There. You see the difference in how he took his head away that time?
Yeah.
Speed him up and turn him. There we go. So a couple of them tight turns like that, that makes him way more confident with you up there, right?
If you want to understand the experiences, mistakes, and lessons that shape the way I work with horses, read The Horse I Never Knew. It's the story behind the principles and the journey that taught me why preparing the horse for the human matters so much. Take care, enjoy the journey.